With Tony Bebley as Accra Great Olympics has a new coach. We'll find out more about him right here.
On the news elsewhere, disturbing reports of modern-day slavery hits Libya as the International Organization for Migration hints of migrants being bought and sold as slaves. Well, thanks for joining us once again. Now, we are hearing very disturbing reports from Agbogloshi here in Accra, where we're being told that 3 persons have been stabbed to death during a fight between Konkombas and Nanumbas. And confirmed reports say the fight started this afternoon when a Konkomba allegedly stole a gas cylinder belonging to a Dagomba. But other reports suggest it was a mobile phone which was stolen. Several others have been injured in the latest clash between the 2 northern ethnic groups in that area. We'll go live now and talk to Joseph Gold Armstrong Alogbe, who is there at that Agbogloshi market. Thank you for joining us, Armstrong. What can you tell us? Can you confirm any of the reports we have been receiving?
Yes, Nanaba, thank you very much. Good evening to you. And then we got here around 4 p.m. and when we got here, activity has come to a halt. We met heavy security presence. Made up of the police and then the military. They've taken over the entire place, and then you could also see people carrying their staffs trying to vacate the area, because we are told earlier on that, as you earlier said, there was some report that Dagomba stole a phone. Others saying he stole a cylinder, and that led to a fight between the Dagombas and then that of the Kokumbes. And then later on, the Dagomba guy went to remobilize his friends, and they came in, and that turned into a fight. And we are gathering reports that 3 people has been stabbed, and then, well, they are dead. Right in front of me, when the military and the police officers were here, right in front of us, we saw one gentleman raise a machete, stabbed one gentleman, and then he went on the ground, and well, it was very serious. But here with me, I have Cephas Arthur, and then also Ifya Tenge. I want to speak to them and find out from them what exactly the situation is. What can they tell us? Cephas Arthur, so good evening. You are live on GH1 TV. Can you tell us what exactly is happening?
Yeah, thank you, and I say good evening to viewers of GH1 television. Let me say that the police are here to maintain law and order in this community. Briefly summed up, let me say that at about 12 o'clock midday, the police received some information to the effect that tension was brewing in this community. So a team of police officers was dispatched here to come and stabilize the situations. So a stationary force was located here to manage the situation and stabilize it. However, in the course of time, the situation erupted, and the disturbances seemed to be escalating. So reinforcement was invited to come and deal with the situation, and they came together with their colleagues from the military and managed to stabilize the situation. So as we stand here, you can see for yourself that the situation is under control. Things are quite normal, and we are not taking chances at all. We think that anything at all can happen, and so we are going to be here. We are deploying very heavily in the community to ensure that we continue to maintain and sustain the peace that is prevailing for now, such that it doesn't re-erupt into some nasty scenes. So the police are here together with the military to ensure that we maintain law and order in there.
Yeah, but also earlier on I gathered that some of the youth in here are saying that, well, they are waiting for the military to leave, and that this night is going to be war. What preparation are you putting in place to ensure that these things that these guys are saying do not come to effect?
The military is not leaving, neither is the police leaving. We are all on operation here, and we are going to be here for as long as it will take us to maintain law and order and to sustain it, perhaps for eternity.
Have you made any arrests? Okay, let me talk to Ifya Tenge now. I'm sure she was here from the beginning. Have you been able to arrest anybody?
Yes, there was one person that was arrested earlier in the day. And as my boss has just indicated, looking at the situation, apart from our mere presence, we also had to engage some community leaders. For police information, we have about 16 identifiable groups. So apart from our presence, we had to also engage these people in some form of engagement to see whether they can also speak to their people for us to be able to calm down the situation. So with all the strategies that the police is deploying, we expect that there should be some form of a peace.
But right in front of us, whilst we were here, I saw one gentleman raise a machete and then just stabbed his colleague. You couldn't arrest that gentleman. I saw him run away.
No, you saw, I also saw that scene. You realized that they were in a group. It was very difficult. And what we saw was the gentleman ran from the group and towards the police seeking for refuge. And that is when we also had to move in, and they were even pushed further, you know. So you can see a lot of things were deployed together with the water cannons trying to disperse the mob and all that. You cannot easily identify one person if the person commits a crime within a number of people.
Okay.
Let me say that a lot of activities are going on to identify and arrest anybody who is engaged in any act of criminality. So whoever you might have seen committing this thing is not gone scot-free. The police will definitely bring the person to book.
Okay. All right. So, Nana, let me quickly rush to where the military is now, because I can see the crowd is running towards us. Well, I'm sure the guys are firing again, as usual. And let's get a bit closer to where they are. And, well, so this is where the military is gathered. And let's find out what exactly is happening. So, boss, hi. You are live on GH1 TV. Okay, you don't want to talk to, but earlier on you did say that they arrested some of your colleagues, and then you okay. So, well, he wouldn't talk to me, but this gentleman you saw me trying to talk to earlier on, I saw him exchanging some words with the military for arresting some of his members that he feel they are targeting his people, that is the Dangumbes. Well, so this is where the military has come to position themselves, and we are trying to find out how they are managing the situation. But for now, Nana, let me come back to you in the studio, and I'll call you back and let you know what exactly happened. But for now, the military and the police officers are here, and they are trying to put the situation under control, Nana.
Thank you very much. Armstrong Gold Alogbe is our reporter currently at the Agbogbloshu market, covering that bloody clash that left 3 people dead and several injured. We understand the police has been able to effect 1 arrest. You're watching News Tonight on GH1 TV. We'll bring you more updates as and when they unfold at the Agbogbloshu market.
Away from Agbogbloshu, we'll be moving straight to the Ashanti region, where 13 members of the vigilante group, the Delta Force, who escaped from the Kumasi Circuit Court last Thursday, have been fined a total of 31,200. Now, the 13 who pleaded guilty to the offense of escaping from lawful custody were fined 2,400 each by the Kumasi Circuit Court when they were arraigned on Tuesday morning.
The court handed them 200 penalty units each, which translates to 2,400 Ghana cedis each. The court said it was lenient with them because they were first-time offenders and because they also surrendered themselves to the police and thereby saved the police the time in going to look for them. It also said it took into consideration the guilty plea by the 13, which also saved the court the time of going through an entire trial.
All right, we apologize. The picture had to freeze there, but we'll be bringing you more updates on that particular development. Let's now take some figures that we have put together so long as the operations of the Delta Force is concerned. It's right on your screen shortly. We would want to give you more insight and a clearer understanding of exactly what is happening. So right on your screens, let's look at the timeline of Delta Force events. Now, on the 23rd of March, Delta Force members handled the regional security coordinator. So that was the day, 23rd of March. That was actually what they did. You saw them numbering several hundreds of them there. But later on the 24th March, police arrested leader of the Delta Force, a mechanic named Kojo Bamba. And you remember that particular development just the following day. Same day, 14 members of Delta Force were arrested while police promised to arraign them before court on April 4th. So those were some activities surrounding the Delta Force. Delta Force members pledged support to the regional security coordinating, while leader claimed he has apologized to the president. So he went around several stations pleading. The president speaks in Ashanti region on call on the vigilante group 2 other. That was on 1st April. So the president spoke that on that date. Now on 6th April, Delta Force members stormed Kumasi Circuit Court and freed 13 of their members, standing trial on charges of conspiracy to assault a public officer and also causing unlawful damage. So those have been the activities with the Delta Force as of now. You saw them now on the same day, 6th April. Minister of Interior together with the IGP held an emergency press conference and warned the persons who escaped from custody, those were the Delta Force, to turn themselves in or face the full force of the security apparatus of the country. Fortunately, they did. On the 6th of April, 8 members of the Delta Force believed to have stormed the court to break out their colleague members were arrested. So away from the 13, 8 of their members were arrested on the 6th of April.
Right, let's go to the phone now and talk to Gary Nimako. He's the legal counsel for the 13 who were today billed by the court and also fined 2,400 cedis each. Thank you for joining us, Gary Nimako. Of course, there are all sorts of accusations coming up against you why you would represent these 13 persons in court, knowing exactly what they had done. For you as a lawyer, of course, you will say that they also have rights, but are you doing this because they are members associated with your party, or you're doing it because you feel that, of course, they have a right to legal representation?
Nanaba, good evening, and good evening to your chairs. I don't know whether it was on TV or on radio, but
it's on
whether
TV.
you are listening to us or you are viewing us, good evening to whoever is listening or viewing. Nanaba, the first point is that let's understand that we are involved in this case, first of all, to manage the situation and to ease tensions and bring peace in the Ashanti region. That is my prime occupation. My involvement in the case is not intended to escalate anything, but rather to ensure that there is peace and security, and that this matter is managed in such a way that people in Kumasi and Ashanti region can go about their normal duties in a very peaceful manner. That is the reason why I'm involved in the case. But you must also understand that every person who has been charged with any criminal offense, no matter the offense, no matter the charge, is entitled to legal representation of his office or her choice. And as a lawyer, you are supposed to defend the person to the best of your ability. So if the people are saying that the person is wrong, maybe for all you know, the facts as put out there in the public may be mere misrepresentations. And when they go into the case properly, there you know exactly what the matters really are. So I do not think that an involvement of myself in the matter is in bad faith. At least is to ensure that things are done and they are done right.
Okay.
In fact, I will even reiterate that today, when the court sentenced the 13 upon their own plea, and then we have to do a mitigation center, on the sentence. After everything, you can see that the Garden City was very quiet compared to yesterday, when there was so much tension in the Garden City of Kumasi. So, Nana, that is the work that we are doing, is to ensure that everybody who lives in Kumasi and this environment will be able to go about their duties in a peaceful manner.
Okay. Now, you talk about the people living in Kumasi and its environs, because they are the ones who are holding the case in the court of public opinion. And they seem to suggest that freeing these people, getting them to pay the 2,400 cedis each and being freed, is actually not very safe for them. What do you say to that effect?
I think there's a misreportage on these matters. You see, let me explain to you. The case, or let me say the cases are in threefold. The first case is pending before Circuit Court 1. And that matter has not been disposed of.
Right.
In fact, that matter that prevented all these things, from going on. When they went there and then they were remanded to appear on the 20th of this month. And then, there was pandemonium all over in the courtroom. And then people entered, and apparently everybody went away. And they also followed. So also went away. They reported themselves to the police. And then they were taken to custody, prison custody. That matter has not been disposed of. That matter is still sub judice.
Okay.
Now, what arose out of that matter? Which is, first of all, the fact that they said about 8 people who they allege had come there or were among those that came to free these guys. Those 8 people were arraigned before court yesterday. We argued for bail for them at a different court, that is Circuit Court 2. And the court declined us bail. And they too are in prison custody until the 18th of this month. Now, the third angle of the case is where these persons were charged for unlawful escape, from lawful custody. And then today we went to court to deal with this one. So people who are misreported with the matter, either they don't understand what really transpired in the courtroom, or they are relying on persons who possibly are misreporting the facts or what have really transpired in court today.
All right. Thank you very much, Gary Nimako. He's a lawyer for the 13 who were today fined 2,400 cedis each. Now, let's move on and look at stories associated with that as well. We will not disband our party's vigilante groups. That's according to the General Secretary of the Acting General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party, John Boadu. Vigilante groups associated with the NPP have gone on rampage, taking over state property, attacking a law court and some government appointees since the party assumed the reins of power. There have been numerous calls for these groups to be disbanded as a result of their perceived violent acts. Speaking on GH Today, the Acting General Secretary of the NPP maintained that members of the Invincible and Delta Forces are the party's private security groups, insisting the National Security Minister cannot disband them.
So we are taking the bold decision and you are not helping us take the bold decision. You are getting us to come and defend them. We are not defending them. We are making sure the right things are done. If anybody takes the law into his own hands, we'll deal with it.
John, give them up. Give them up. Don't just condemn. Give them up. Give a list of all these people to the police. Let them arrest them.
And that has not been done.
You've done that?
That has not been done.
No, you tell me.
You are talking as if it is something that I sat in my office.
Have you done it?
Call about 20 people that have their names, send them out there to do something. So if there's a problem, I should give the list to the police.
Your own Gary Nimako, who speaks for the NPP, is defending these chaps in court and says they are not the ones who were. They are not the ones who were there.
So what are you
He says they were far away from the scene of the crime.
So
these are the people not involved.
What are you talking about?
But I am saying that a lawyer who represents your party is defending these chaps.
So we shouldn't have lawyers for them. We should go and bring NDC
You're stretching the argument, and you know you're stretching the argument.
I'm not stretching the argument because the point that somebody is defending them as a lawyer. it's no point that it speaks for us. So we should bring NDC lawyers to defend them.
You tell me.
Yeah, I can't understand. This is a lawyer defending people. It is possible that some of them that has been arrested were not even part of it. It is possible.
Is the party on a collision course with the National Security Minister because he's committed to disbanding these groups? Is there going to be a problem?
Committed to do what?
Disbanding.
How are you going to disband Dazota Boys, Atlantic Days? How are you going to do it?
Withdraw your political support for these chaps. That's how you disband them.
Is he the general secretary of the party or the national?
It means you are not going to withdraw support for them.
I'm saying that these are a group of people that have great utility for the party.
So you're not going to use. You're just
I'm
going to
saying
support them.
that have great utility for the party.
You're not answering my question, sir.
I'm answering the question as I must answer. I'm saying that these are youthful people that have great utility for the party. It is about managing and guiding them. It is about guarding them and making sure that you put them to useful uses.
Even though they do lawless things that you condemn?
No, if they do lawless things, the law will take its route.
But as a general secretary, acting general secretary, you will still support them?
I will still support them. I'll still make sure that they work within our laws. I'll still encourage them and motivate them to be useful citizens of our country because they have a lot of resource and a lot of utility that the party can use for its activity.
Are you surprised?
Not entirely. Not entirely. I mean, I think John Boadu was pretty much measured in his utterances. I mean, I'm sure you've heard of others commenting on this particular one from the NPP, and it's been skin, cringy moments for me, But, well, we'll see what happens in the next few days. But I'm still waiting for the president to make an emphatic, a very decisive statement on the misbehavior we're seeing from these people.
Would there be a Ghana where wrong is wrong, where it would not take the United Nations to come and tell you that this is
so
intolerable?
It's embarrassing, isn't it? All right, let's move on to another very embarrassing episode for GH1 News. Last night, one of our reporters, Ridwan Karim Osman Dini, he always accuses me of not mentioning his name properly. I butcher his name. But he was assaulted last night when he tried to cover a fire incident at the Ashform here in Accra. Let's take a look at that and we'll talk to Ridwan in a bit.
Slap him, and then we don't know who did that. So I have
but the way your company is treating everybody, no. It's a disaster. Even myself with my uniform at the gate, the way you see, sometimes we can't have people come here and treat us like this. We are officers and we are supposed to help in this situation.
The incident occurred at about 8 p.m. when firefighters were trying to douse the fire that has raged a section of the Ashform factory on Monday. According to Ridwan, he was attacked by an unknown well-built man believed to be a guard at the factory while he was on his phone. The macho man is alleged to have taken away his mobile phone, which was later brought to him by the company's PRO after he reported the incident to him on the premises. Ridwan was later rushed to the police hospital in an ambulance with the aid of other onlookers. Reacting to the incident on Monday, the PRO of Ashform Company Limited, Ampem Dako, denied having knowledge of the attacker, debunking claims that the attacker was a worker of the company.
The factory, the staff, the security, I don't think it's the culture. So immediately I held him. That is Ridwan. Yes, who works with Star GH1. So I held him. In fact, I took him, got he said his phone. So I looked for, who is having the phone sniped and then held him. So I will escort him to the ambulance, which I did. So after that, and mind you, whilst this was going, the police was here. So many of them, they were here. So one of them even asked, boss, what has happened to you? And then he couldn't say a word. He didn't say anything. He was just, holding on to it. And then we told the ambulance, please send him to the hospital, first aid first, and then we can deal with the rest of the issue. So me, the management, in fact, we're all around here. we didn't see who might have manhandled him. Now, again, when the fire was on, there were a lot of people here who were coming in who do not work here, or in fact, strange enough, one of our cars was taken away. Two cars, yeah. Were taken away. So we were very careful as to avoid some pilfering and all those things. So maybe in the course of things, someone may have pushed him.
Ampim Darko, however, assured that the management of the company will take up the matter and treat it amicably.
Brought this man all the way.
Let's get into that please.
Right, so that was Redwan Karim Dini Osman last night. Very sad, isn't it? But Redwan is here with us. Redwan, thank you for joining us. I hope you're feeling a lot better.
Yes,
compared to what we saw last night. Exactly. Do you remember anything? Can you recall exactly what happened?
Well, Nana, yesterday, close to 9 p.m., cameraman Nee came around and said that, well, there was an inferno around the industrial area. Then later we picked information was the ash foam company precisely. So we got to the venue, and usually when we are covering such stories and it's television, we would want to do a situational report and actually give our viewers a feel of what is really happening. So when we got to the gates, it was closed, and we were told that the media were not allowed, and so the cameraman was not allowed, but I managed to enter without the cameraman just to pick some pieces of information, help me put together something. So I saw the PRO, which is Mr. Ampim Darko, and I saw a number of other journalists who actually were in there with their cameras. They were even doing pieces to camera and all of that, but that was not my problem. I just needed the information to write the story. So I engaged him for a while, who said that, well, they can't comment on the matter, but they were hoping to hold a press conference, which actually took place today. And usually we know that when the flames are doused, usually the fire personnel will leave the scene. And so I had wanted to give the deputy PRO a heads up that he should actually wait when they are done so we could have a short interview. And so whilst I was trying to do that, I entered the affected warehouse and I was just flipping through my phone. Then this man just came from nowhere. He hits me on the chest and said, "What are you doing here? Come on, get out." And I said, "But what have I done to you? Okay, you leave me alone, I'll move." So whilst I was moving, the man who hit me and another gentleman were following me. And so one of my siblings called, and so I spoke in house and I said, "I will call you back." Before I could say Jack Robinson, the guy had grabbed the phone and slapped me repeatedly and actually, pushed me out of the room. At that particular point in time, my eyes were closed because it was really hurting and I was crying. I didn't actually see, there were a number of people around me who actually held me, but I didn't see what was going on until they brought me outside. Then I heard the PRO's voice who said, what is happening? Then I said, the guy had taken my phone. And I said, then I told him the guy had taken my phone. Then he went back and brought the phone and said they should take me to the hospital.
Okay. When I saw Redwan this morning, he was at the police hospital. He
was admitted overnight?
Overnight. He spent the night at the police hospital. I spoke to the gentleman, Ampim Darko. Actually, he tried to call me last night, so I returned his call this morning. And I asked him why his people had assaulted Redwan. And these were his exact words, that there were too many people there, so I cannot confirm if whoever assaulted Redwan was a staff or is a staff of ash foam. Is this something you want to buy?
No, I wouldn't accept that. By the virtue of the fact that he was able to produce the phone, which was taken by the guy who assaulted me, makes him an accessory. We think that he would be able to help the police in their investigations as far as producing the person is concerned.
Do you recall who else was in the room when this man tried to move you out?
I saw a number of the white men whom I understand make up the management of the company. And so they were witnesses to what really happened. And I have said that I would be able to make the guy out when I see him.
Okay, and we've gone ahead to lodge a complaint at the Kaneshie police station. What can you tell us about that?
After we had the medical form endorsed, we went to the Kaneshie police station. They have taken the issue up. In fact, immediately we presented a report. We went straight to the company, but we're told that because of the similar incident that happened in Kumasi, the public relations officer, which is Mr. Ampim Dakon, is not around. He's in Kumasi. So we have to wait till he comes back, then they can make any arrests.
Okay. Do you have any questions for Redwan?
I just feel this guy, just like probably the Delta Force guy, should just own up and say, look, I didn't know who you were at the time.
He shouldn't know who he is.
So then I am sorry, and then we'll know how to deal with the rest of the issue. But what he did was absolutely not right. And not to judge, but if the phone, the guy, PR managed to go back in there and got the phone back, then of course he should, just like Redwan is saying. So I think the police should bring this issue to finality.
All right, Redwan, Karim, Dini, Osman. I got it right, didn't I?
Nana, you did.
Okay, I didn't assault your name.
No, you didn't.
All the pun intended. Thank you so much for your time here, Redwan. I know you've had quite a hectic day, and we wish you all the best. Speedy recovery. We hope you'll be on the mend soon. Well, so that was our reporter who was assaulted last night as he tried to bring us exclusive pictures from the fire outbreak at the Ashform warehouse here in Accra.
Quite a pathetic incident there. But we'll get you some updates on the Ashform story. And here officials of the Ghana National Fire Service and the National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO, have begun investigations into the inferno that gutted the sections of Ashform on Monday.
The fire, which started at about 8 p.m. on Monday, gutted a section of the Ashform factory at the North Industrial Area in Accra, destroying some goods at the factory. Officials of the National Fire Service identified accessibility as a major challenge in combating Monday's fire and reignited calls to abide by fire safety regulations.
The industries are really very careful when it comes to it. They are very careful. When you look at the number of fires that we have, even within each and every year, we have less industrial fires than commercial fires. Okay, so we will also employ each and every one also to safeguard their homes, get extinguishers, get the fire smoke detectors that could alert you when there's a type of fire, so that we can take immediate action.
Officials of the NADMO who visited the scene to assess the situation called for a more pragmatic steps in preventing disasters of such nature. No casualties were recorded in the accident.
We don't know the actual cause of the fire. We cannot verify it now. So the experts are on the field. The fire service team has started conducting their investigations, and once they come out with any conclusions, we will quickly inform the media. We will tell you what exactly occurred, so at least we can guard against it.
And before we go on to the next story, I must add that the GJA has condemned the attacks on Redwan Osman Dini, and also the GJA president himself visited Redwan at the hospital this morning. In other news now, the Electoral Commission has finally been able to organize district level and unit committee elections at Nkranza North and South districts after the process was disrupted in 2015. The election in the two districts had been boycotted following the microfinance scam that led to the loss of millions of cedis of some residents.
DKM Microfinance, Little Drops Financial Services and Goddess Love Fund Club took deposits from some residents with the promise of giving them huge returns, but the companies failed to return to them their investments. Some customers lost their lives, while others collapsed on the spot after they were told they had lost their life savings to the companies. The development angered residents who warned EC officials not to step foot into the two districts with their election materials. They accused the EC of being insensitive to their plight. They threatened to burn the election materials if the process was not called off in the two districts. The EC officials, acting on the advice of the security councils, called off the elections for safety reasons. However, after a year and a half, the youth in the two districts, led by a fetish priest, Nana Nyako, reversed the curse placed on the EC last Tuesday. Local authorities gave the EC the green light to go ahead with the election. A total of 388 candidates, made up of 34 females and 354 males, are vying for various assembly slots in the two districts.
All right,
let's take a break now. We'll come back with business.
It's the biggest Quail experience in Ghana yet. Be part of the Kasapa Quail Easter Fun Train with MTN. All roads lead to the Ojianoma Mountains for non-stop entertainment, great food, and good music from your high life legends live from Quail. On Saturday, 15th of April, Kasapa 102.5 FM and Nyakwaba Nyaku Hotel brings you a special high life concert with Ghana's evergreen high life legend, the Iron Boy, Abrantia Amachi Dede, and the Perfect Melodies Band. On Sunday, 16th of April, another outstanding performance from the nation's finest, Hofori Amponsa, aka Pastor Alewa and Bisake De. Share your pictures and videos on social media using @MTN Ghana and hashtag Kasapa Quail Easter. Tag friends and family to experience Quail live on MTN 4G. Kasapa Quail Easter 2017 experience is brought to you by Kasapa FM and MTN everywhere you go. Sponsors: Club Beer, Crisp, Fresh and truly Ghanaian. Protect the Conda, Alamobitus, Bacchus Energy Drink, Listen God Real Estate, Tama Cosmetics, Extra Time Abencio, Media Partner, Star FM, Live FM, GH1 TV, Ago TV, Ago FM, Daily Heritage Newspaper, Ultimate FM, and Abusia FM.
Baby, I love.
Two guests, one host, forming a panel of 3 lawyers, each week discussing relevant legal topics.
As soon as the court grants the adoption order, that child is no longer the child of the natural parent.
There isn't a single text in our law books which would come close to forcing a kid in his mature age to take care of his parents.
The gossips. Yeah. You've heard it is baseless. You move on from house to house discussing it. They can sue you for defamation.
If you go to office and you don't work, when is the end of the month? Feel shy. Don't go to the bank, please.
Some people actually sign prenups at the wedding ceremony. Actually, they sign it first and then they sign the certificate. What is this?
Law Express. Be empowered.
You're welcome to Business Brief on News Tonight. It is brought to you by the National Investment Bank. Your business, our business.
Business Brief is brought to you by
National Investment Bank. Your business is our business.
For 2 months, building in this country is too difficult.
Don't worry, the National Investment Bank We Pay for Your Dream scheme can help you finance your building project.
Listen, NIB gave me cement, iron rods, roofing sheets, and other materials to finish my building.
NIB can also help you purchase your home appliances, your mobile phones, and your motorbikes.
You don't even need to have an NIB account to benefit from the NIB We Pay for Your Dream scheme. No.
Just visit any NIB branch with a valid national photo ID card. And the best part is, all purchased products are at no interest.
Call NIB now on 050-145-1050.
National Investment Bank. Your business is our business.
The Deputy Minister of Finance, Abena Osei-Asare, has stated that insurance companies will have the operations streamlined by the close of the year to help regulate the activities of industry players. One of the reasons officials gave for the streamlining of activities of insurance companies is to prevent competition that routinely causes insurers to go out of business, thus leaving consumers unable to collect their claims.
With a regulatory framework, it's at the stakeholders level where all the people who matter in insurance will sit and decide on how they want to structure these things. Once we come up with something like this, it will take away the fear and then give people comfort to also participate in insurance.
Commissioner of Insurance Lydia Larababawa was of the view that there's the need to improve the capacity of the industry and provide appropriate regulatory interventions to improve access to insurance for the Ghanaian.
More importantly, insurance companies must cultivate the culture of paying legitimate claims promptly and adequately. This is critical as people tend to understand and appreciate what we do more than what we say.
Meanwhile, the Chief Executive Officer of CIC Insurance Group in Nairobi, Kenya, Tom Tugo, has urged insurance companies to use technology in transacting their businesses. This, he says, will help reshape the insurance landscape and the potential challenges and opportunities facing the industry.
Insurance companies need to invest in adaptability, in technology. As I said in my presentation, most of the world's biggest companies today did not exist 10 years ago. Take social media, for example. If the only existence you have is your office on a busy high street, you are not visible to the young. The young use their phones, they use their iPads, they use their computers, they use chat programs, WhatsApp even. So if you're not in that space, where are you?
Starboard Airlines has apologized to its customers after one of its aircraft crash-landed. And GH1 News has gathered that the flight, which was airbound from Kumasi to Accra, reportedly veered off its route and was held up for well over an hour. And this caused a scare among its passengers. Reports suggest the Member of Parliament for Ayawaso West Wogan, Honorable Emmanuel Ejako, and a Member of the Council of State, Mrs. Georgina Kusi, were part of the passengers on board the flight. And we can now speak to the Chief Executive Officer of Starboard Airline, James Enchi. Good to have you, sir. Indeed, the apology has been sent, but how did this happen?
Well, good evening. Good evening, solicitor. Last Sunday afternoon, the flight from Accra to Kumasi took off, landed in Kumasi. Now, on the return flight from Kumasi to Accra, because of some weather en route, we got to know that there's weather, a storm approaching Accra airport. So, on getting to Accra, the airport was, there was a hold up. They had to hold because most airlines were not landing. They have to find a place in hold to put the aircraft in a hold. Anyway, any aircraft that goes to the destination has intention of holding if there's a problem. So they held for some few minutes and realized that they could not wait any longer for the storm to pass over Accra. So the aircraft returned to Kumasi. The aircraft was okay, technically sound. There was no problem with the aircraft. The captain took the white machine to come back to Kumasi. They landed in Kumasi and after some few hours, it later came back to Accra. Now, this is something that normally happens. It's a safety measure. You make sure that the passengers are safe. But then, when in this kind of weather, there are always a few bombs that pick up somewhere. It's not that the aircraft is falling out of the sky. No, it's not like that. It's just that it went through some weather, and it was getting worse, so we had to come back to Accra and wait for the weather to clear, come back to Kumasi, and wait for the weather to clear before going back to Accra. That's what happened. So there was no any distress or any distress or whatever. No, it was not like that.
Is it safe to say that your team didn't do due diligence before the flight left Kumasi?
Well, when they left Kumasi, the weather was okay. So halfway through, they were informed that there was storm approaching Accra. That's what happened. So they had to, before they could make it, so that there were a lot of airlines, not only Starboard, a lot of airlines were in the hold. When they put in the holding pattern, they were waiting for the storm to clear over the Accra area. But it took a long time to do that. So we had to go back to Kumasi. This is what happened.
What is the assurance to customers who would want to use your airline?
But this is one of the safety measures that we do take to make sure that if you're not able to go into a place, we don't force it. You don't force. You have to wait and see if it's going to clear, because since the water is very bumpy, we have to go through it and put the passengers, put them at risk and put them. It's not very uncomfortable. But they have to go back to Kumasi, and believe me, those who actually bought a flight from Kumasi back to Accra, it was very calm and everything was safe. In fact, we had 2 flights after that. So it was just because of the stores that passed through Accra that caused a problem. It wasn't anything as people saying, no. On the contrary, no. There were bits of bombs here and there, but it was not that dangerous, whatever. To think that a car was going to crash, no, not at all. That's not what happened. No.
Aside the apology, is there any compensation package for them, those who were on board that flight?
Well, our customers, if they come and they have an issue, we sort them out. But it's like if they didn't open the flight, what we do is that anybody who didn't go on the flight, we'll refund their money to you. And then if there's anything, there's a problem, we can talk about it. But then if there happened in the incident, they see people getting injured, yes, because compensation, that is done everywhere in the world. But we apologize for taking them through. That's not well. It's not something that actually put their lives at risk. No, not at all. But I know that some of the parts were a bit uncomfortable to them. But that is not to say that we're just reckless. No, it's not like that.
We'll end our conversation here. That's the CEO of Starboard Airline, James Eric Antwi. And that's it for Business Brief.
For 2 months, building in this country is too difficult.
Don't worry, the National Investment Bank We Pay for Your Dream scheme can help you finance your building project.
Listen, NIB gave me cement, iron rods, roofing sheets, and other materials to finish my building.
NIB can also help you purchase your home appliances, your mobile phones, and your motorbikes.
You don't even need to have an NIB account to benefit from the NIB We Pay for Your Dream scheme. No.
Just visit any NIB branch with a valid national photo ID card. And the best part is, all purchased products are at no interest.
Call NIB now on 050-145-1050.
National Investment Bank. Your business is our business.
Good evening. Coming up in sports, Great Olympics officially appoints Tom Strand as head coach. More details after this break.
Sports Brief is brought to you by Castlegate Real Estate Group.
Castlegate Estate Ghana Limited has evolved with new management and administration and positioned itself to serve you better. Seize this opportunity to do business with us by reserving a plot this year and start your own construction today. Castlegate Estate also has near complete or shell houses and serviced plots at prime locations on offer for sale at Katamanso, Tema Community 22 and 25 extensions, Dodua and Prampram at very affordable prices. Our fully serviced plots come with electricity, pipe-borne water and road network. These plots are now selling fast. Just call our new management team and book appointment for free site visits. Castlegate Estate. We make home ownership easier.
Struggling Great Olympics have officially appointed Tom Christian Strand as the official coach for the Agosuelas, and he will be assisted on the bench by Godwin Atam and Stephen Botwe. And Great Olympics are struggling in the league, so Tom Strand takes over.
Strand's appointment was part of a 5-point rescue plan proposed by the Global Village Group following the poor performance of the team in the ongoing GPL 2016-2017, which necessitated a meeting of the club's shareholders, where it received an overwhelming majority vote of over 80%. The formal acceptance of the plan brings to the fore some very key and new directions expected to bring some significant transformation to the team's overall performance in the GPL.
So Coach Tom Strand, who is Tom Strand to take Great Olympics for the next 4 matches in the Ghana Premier League? Swedish Tom Strand has been confirmed as the head coach of Great Olympics and will be officially adored at the team's camp on Wednesday, 12th of April. And Godwin Atram has been offered a position of an assistant alongside Stephen Botre to work under head coach Tom Strand. Sponsorship, syndication, and shopping giants Malcolm and other potential sponsors are to boost the players' winning bonuses and other motivational packages, such as the introduction of the club bars, and will now be formally finalized. Ahead of the GPL second round, the special fundraising gala dinner dance for the club will come off this year and will bring together the club old guard. So, Great Olympics. We wish that Gosuela, Olidade, Oligbogbo, can they survive the Premier League? Let's see what happens. In other appointment, Kumasi Asante Kotoko has also appointed former Black Stars defender Frimpong Manso to assist Godwin Ablode on the bench of Kumasi Asante Kotoko after Kumasi Asante Kotoko terminated the appointment of the chap Zdravko the man's name Zdravko Lugarozic, the man who really departed after drawing with Ebusian Draws.
According to the head of communications, Obede Champong, the former under-17 technical brain has been hired on temporary basis as management looks for a substantive head coach. Frimpong Manso is expected to play an advisory role to help Godwin Ablode till the end of the first round. The decision follows the departure of Cochin tactician Lugaruzik, who parted ways with the club on Sunday. Currently, Kotoko are placed third on the league table with 19 points after 11 matches. Kotoko's last 4 matches of the first round are against Wa All Stars away, Aduana Stars at home, Great Olympics in Accra, and Tema Youth in Kumasi.
And to some Champions League updates, if you're a Barcelona fan, then I'm telling you that Barcelona are down by 2-0. Ketse Paulo Dybala scoring 2 goals. So, hey, Messi and Suarez, can they do the magic? And the other game, Dortmund against Monaco, has been called off due to some explosions before the game. So, for the updates on the UEFA Champions League, hey, Barcelona is down by 2-0. So that's all for sports. News continues.
Sports Brief was brought to you by Castlegate Real Estate Group.
Hi, I'm Ajete Anand. Well, sometimes life pushes us to the very edge. And just when it seems like there's no way out, just hold on. Choose right. Stay alive. Choose life.
Choose Life is a GH1 TV initiative promoting the value of life.
Hi, I'm Ajete Anand. Well, sometimes life pushes us to the very edge. And just when it seems like there's no way out, just hold on. Choose right. Stay alive. Choose life.
Choose Life is a GH1 TV initiative promoting the value of life.
Enough! Abba! Plenty medical bills. I have tried different methods and it hasn't prevented sin. My son has been in the hospital twice this year because of malaria. I haven't had a good night's sleep in years. But now no more. Since I painted with Innisfly insecticide paint. Copy.
Innisfly insecticide paint kills mosquitoes dead for up to 2 years. It is a quality paint, a healthier option, and it's totally safe for humans and pets.
Take my word for it. Paint malaria out. Use Innisfly insecticide paint now.
Innisfly for a pest-free life.
The weather is brought to you by
Innisfly for a pest-free life.
All right, it's time for us to take you around the world. We're bringing you some international news.
The Trump administration plans to sell military planes to Nigeria despite concerns over rights abuses and a botched airstrike that killed scores of civilians in January, U.S. media say. It has been reported that up to a dozen of 29 Super Tucano aircraft will be sold to Nigeria to help fight Islamist militant group Boko Haram. The deal, which is not yet official, will require approval from Congress. Boko Haram's deadly insurgency has displaced more than 2 million people. The deal, said to be worth up to $600 million, was agreed by the Obama administration but was reportedly halted on the day it was due to be sent to Congress after a catastrophic incident involving the Nigerian military that killed about 90 people who were fleeing Boko Haram.
G7 nations have failed to agree on a proposal by Britain for sanctions against Russia in the wake of a deadly chemical attack they say was carried out by Moscow's ally Syria. The two-day meeting of foreign ministers was aimed at hammering out a unified approach to Syria before Mr. Tillerson headed to Moscow. Italy's foreign minister said the group did not want to back Russia into a corner and preferred dialogue. U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson has moved on from the G7 meeting in Italy and has arrived in Moscow for talks. The G7 meeting in the Italian city of Lucca followed last week's chemical attack on the rebel-held Syrian town of Khan Sheikhoun that left 89 people dead. Syria denied the attack, but the U.S. carried out a retaliatory strike, firing 59 cruise missiles at a Syrian airbase.
Coming up now is E-Zone.
The Cowbell Vita-Rich formula has been stolen. Get it back at all costs.
Tasting Cowbell with Vita-Rich has the 28 vitamins and minerals you need to be at the top of your game. Delicious, nutritious Cowbell with Vita-Rich, our milk.
Social media went buzzing after British fashion stylist Edward Enninful was confirmed as the new editor-in-chief of British Vogue magazine. Celebrities expressed their joy. Rihanna posted an old photo of Edward with the caption, "Congrats Edward Enninful for the culture for the kids. At British Vogue, I respect this, it's about time." Taraji P. Henson also captioned her post, "Yas! At Edward Enninful, when good people win. Congrats, babe." From Irina Shayk, "Congratulations, Edward Enninful. This beautiful man, now editor-in-chief of Vogue British, you deserve it." Here in Ghana, celebrities like Anita Erskine posted the news on social media with the caption, "Can I spell proud?" Other celebrities who showed their excitement are Kate Moss, Naomi Campbell, Denta, and many others. Mr. Enninful is known as being the youngest editor of ID magazine at the age of 18, his legendary fashion covers, and for having an army of loyal fans in and out of the fashion business.
I'm sure you love style.
Oh, well, the part that was missing is that he's Ghanaian.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Congratulations,
All right.
Edward.
All right, so that'll be it for the news. I'm Nana Banamwa.
My name is Kweku Timin. State of Affairs will come up shortly with her, Nana Banamwa.
A little helping hand will go a long way to get your meals tasting really delicious. So season your cooking with Unger for that delicious taste and irresistible aroma that will get your loved ones looking forward to mealtimes.
What is your personal vision for the company?
We should be a very significant player in the industry, known as the real face of insurance.
I take my moments when they come. I'm trying to get into a more rounded business leader.
Can I be the president of Ghana? No, I can't. I don't have what it takes to be the president of Ghana.
Oh, no, I think you do.
That's your opinion, Akwesi. Thanks for the compliment.
My name is Akwesi Safo Kantanka. Join me right here at Fiesta Residences Boutique Hotel and Apartments as I ask the tough questions.
Change managers with Akwesi, women to watch. A compelling conversation with women who are defining the future.
This episode is called Naked Truth, a beauty photo shoot. It's just you and the photographer. There is a match, so you have to know how to use your face, your eyes, your lips, neck, everything. You just have to bring it together and deliver that moment. You always have to create something in your head to have that look in your face.
Your look doesn't say smile for me, no.
If you're shooting and you have to look a little sad, you have to think of something sad. If you have to be sexy, you have to think of something sexy.
Keep giving him many, many looks, because in one of them, he might capture the right picture. The mistake shot is probably the best shot.
She was amazing, and she brought up the energy like from the first shoot.
Which two?
Belinda Bedu Model Search Africa on Sunday at 4 p.m. right here on GH1 TV.
It's 6 a.m. coming to you live from the Platinum Heights.
Welcome to your award-winning GH Today.
Join your TV royals every Monday to Friday from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. as they take you through the world of politics.
Today, when you cook rice in my unless you add the sakabo to it, I won't eat.
You are ready for the sakabo?
Yeah, the sakabo.
Well, look at the billboards all around. Quantify them, cost them, and you will reach a point where you see money swine.
Lifestyle.
Hearts are beautiful and classic on gentlemen.
Sports.
He's 1-on-2. It is Gian. He's in the area. He scores!
The World Cup is a big stage. Why would he not talk about the AFCON 27? No. You see, people cannot take Ghanaians for a ride.
News Extra.
My name is AJ Sapon, and it is time to bring you NS.
Entertainment. GH Today.
That's awesome.
Two guests, one host, forming a panel of 3 lawyers. Each week, discussing relevant legal topics.
As soon as the court grants the adoption order, that child is no longer the child of the natural parent.
There isn't a single text in our law books which would come close to forcing a kid in his mature age to take care of his parents.
The gossips. Yeah. You've heard it's baseless. You move on from house to house discussing it. They can sue you for defamation.
If you go to office and you don't work, when is the end of the month? Feel shy. Don't go to the bank, please.
Some people actually sign prenups at the wedding ceremony. Actually, they sign it first and then they sign the certificate. What is this?
Law Express. Be empowered.
Yo, this is Kid Rich representing for Dancehall.
It's your girl McDowell, and I say, yo, Dancehall Direct with Mr. Logics to the world. I do know
Nobody nothing knows me and you are Splash!
How does your first wife feel?
Me just keep it real.
Them all like looks too and thing, and then you vibe too.
Yeah.
Don't sell yourself short. Remember your morals and your values.
I love Mr. Logics. I don't know dancehall, do it. Keep it tuned to your ears. Mr. Logic, see there?
They think we have play when we have flash. We dash water, put your fire so we talk over the party.
Thinking about suicides in this country, it's something that occurred to me some time ago, years ago. I thought of it. I've thought of it about twice, but thankfully I didn't get to do it, and I'm very happy to be here today, and I think I'm very, very happy with my life right now. So go ahead, choose life. My name is Kofi Otridako.
Choose Life is a GH1 TV initiative promoting the value of life.
Mommy, what is this? Where did you get that? In his room.
Are they the ones who showed you how to use a condom?
State of Affairs is proudly brought to you by Cowbell Coffee.
Everybody drink Cowbell coffee, smiling every sunshine day. Everybody do what you're doing, smiling every sunshine day. Everybody do what you're doing. Your smile will bring a sunshine day.
Drink Cowbell.
The celebration, we're together. Join your hands in harmony. Everybody do what you're doing. Smiling every sunshine day.
Everybody start every day with delicious, nutritious Cowbell coffee and have a sunshine day.
Everybody drink Cowbell coffee. Smiling every sunshine day. Woo!
Welcome. This is State of Affairs with me, Nana Abba Anamo. State of Affairs, of course, as you know, is brought to you by Cowbell Coffee. If you got home at this time of the night and you're looking for something to relax you, I bet you need a mug of this one. Anyway, tonight we're talking about the Delta Force, the invincible forces, and whichever force is available these days. There are several of them coming up. I saw a tall list of how the regional groups are called, as far as these vigilante groups are called, and some of the names are quite terrifying. In the studio with me tonight is Abraham Amaliba. He's a member of the NDC legal team. He's a lawyer, of course, that's why he's on that team, and I'm still expecting Henry Nana Aboakye, who is the Deputy Executive Director of the National Service Scheme. But in the meantime, we'll continue our discussion. We'll start our discussion with Abraham Amaleba. Before we do that, let's listen to the Acting General Secretary of the NPP, John Buedu, who this morning talked about the vigilante groups associated with his party.
That's why we are taking the bold decision and you are not helping us take the bold decision. You are getting us to come and defend them. We are not defending them. We are making sure the right things are done. If anybody takes the law into his own hands, we'll deal with it.
John, give them up. Give them up. Don't just condemn. Give them up. Give a list of all these people to the police. Let them arrest them.
And that has not been done.
You've done that?
That has not been done.
No, you tell me.
You are talking as if it is something that I sat in my office.
Have you done it?
Call about 20 people that have their names, send them out there to do something. So if there's a problem, I should give the list to the police. What are you talking about?
Your own Gary Nimako, who speaks for the NPP, is defending these chaps in court and says they are not the ones who were.
As a lawyer,
they are not the ones who were there.
So what are you
He says they were far away from the scene of the crime.
So
these are the people not involved.
What are you talking about?
I am saying that a lawyer who represents your party is defending these chaps.
So we shouldn't have lawyers for them. We should go and bring NDC
You're
lawyers
stretching the argument and you know
I'm
you're
not stretching the argument because the point that somebody is defending them as a lawyer, it's no point that it speaks for us. So we should bring NDC lawyers to defend them.
You tell
me? Yeah, I can't understand. This is a lawyer defending people. It is possible that some of them that has been arrested were not even part of it. It is possible.
Is the party on a collision course with the National Security Minister because he's committed to disbanding these groups? Is there going to be a problem?
Committed to do what?
Disbanding
How are you going to disband Dazota Boys, Atlantic Days? How are you going to do it?
Withdraw your political support for these chaps. That's how you disband them.
Is he the general secretary of the party or the national?
It means you are not going to withdraw support for them.
I'm saying that these are a group of people that have great utility for the party.
So you're not going to use, you're just going
I'm
to
saying
support them.
that have great utility for the
You're
party.
not answering my question, sir.
I'm answering the question as I must answer. I'm saying that these are youthful people that have great utility for the party. It is about managing and guiding them. It is about guarding them and making sure that you put them to useful uses.
Even though they do lawless things that you condemn.
No, if they do lawless things, the law will take its route.
But as a general secretary, acting general secretary, you will still support them.
I will still support them. I'll still make sure that they work within our laws. I'll still encourage them and motivate them to be useful citizens of our country because they have a lot of resource and a lot of utility that the party can use for its activity.
Acting General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party, John Buedu, talking to Kafui Day earlier today on GH Today. A lot of todays. Anyway, so in the studio with me is Abraham Amaleba, who is a member of the NDC legal team. And in a bit, we'll be joined by Henry Nana Aboakye. He's the Deputy Executive Director of the National Service Scheme, and he's already in the studio. We'll be picking his thoughts in a bit when he joins us on the set. This show is brought to you by Cowbell Coffee. Right, Mr. Amaleba, your thoughts on John Buedu's submission?
Let me start by saying good evening to your viewers.
I haven't seen you in a while, by the way.
Yes, you've been promoted, and I'm sure as a result of that, you are not seeing people like us. But I'm sure you want to. Old friends are the best. So, you see, John Buedu is not the only one or the first person to throw support to these groups of vigilante groups. In fact, Kenya Ajapong dared anybody in the MPP to touch any member of that group, and he, Kennedy Ajapong, would spill the beans. You have their regional chairman in Kumasi, Ashanti region, also indicate same. Countless members of the MPP throwing their support. Indeed, my colleague who is going to come to sit here has thrown his support. I know, and I've spoken to him, and we have interacted, and he has thrown his support to the group. So I'm not surprised. They are connected to the MPP. Indeed, they have the MPP has on countless occasions acknowledged that this group belongs to them, and they will do everything to ensure the continuous existence of the group. So what I've heard is not surprising. It's in tandem with the thinking of the MPP. But you see, in the run-up to the elections, these were the boys that the MPP brought some people outside the country to train them. You know, they brought in Serbians and South Africans to train them. So clearly, you can see that the MPP intentionally created this group, and today we are here and they are causing mayhem and attacking innocent Ghanaians. So Ghanaians have seen, we indicated to the people of this country that the kind of mayhem that was being shown in their party headquarters, the kind of mayhem that we saw in their party headquarters is the same thing that will happen if you bring them to power. And we are seeing it. We are not prophets. We just predicted and it's happening. So I am not surprised. My only surprise is when these things happened, I thought that the judiciary would have taken the bold step and say that this nonsense must stop.
But they condemned it.
Which people condemned it?
Not just the judiciary, but the Ghana Bar Association, for instance, condemned it.
No. You see, ever since
What were you expecting the judiciary to do?
The kind of punishment that was handed over to them today was for me a slap on the wrist. It is not deterrent. It is as if to say that you could come back another time and do same.
You mean being fined 2,400 cedis each?
That is a joke. This is a case in which, for the first time, we had a group of people storming the court and freeing people who have been remanded in custody lawfully. That was an attack on the edifice and the structure and the foundation of the judiciary, for God's sake. And I thought that, as a lawyer, an officer of the court, I thought that this was not just an attack on the bench, it was an attack on the bar, it was also an attack on the judiciary service staff. An attack which resulted in a judge having to run for her dear life. And by the way, that judge is my classmate at the law school.
All right.
And so, for me, I thought that this was a fine opportunity because they had sent their nonsense to the Flagstaff House and nothing happened. They attacked a policeman there, right in front of the president's face. From there, they went to National Health Insurance in the Eastern region. They attacked there. They took over the edifice. One thought that now that they send their nonsense to the court would have seized this opportunity. And that was a fine opportunity for the judiciary to contribute to the effort to ensure that this lawlessness does not exist.
All right. I'll come back to you in a bit. Let's also invite Nana Boakye. I like his English name, Henry. He'll be joining us in a bit. But let me take you through a timeline of activities as far as these forces are concerned. The Delta Forces, or the Delta Force, and the Invincible Forces, and what they have been doing from the 23rd of March. The Delta Force members, of course, struck and manhandled the Regional Security Coordinator in the Ashanti region. And that happened on the 23rd. On the 24th of March, the police arrested the leader of the Delta Force, a mechanic named Kwejo Bamba. Of course, that incident happened in the Ashanti region. This happened on the 24th of March and is a timeline of Delta Force events in the country. On the 24th, still, 40 members of Delta Force arrested, while police promised to arraign them before court on April 4th. So that happened on the 24th of March. On the 31st, the Delta Force members pledged support to Regional Security Coordinator, while the leader claimed he had apologized to the president. So that's also part of the timeline of events. On the 1st of April, the president spoke in the Ashanti region and called on the vigilante group, called them to order. I guess that did not go far enough. On the 6th of April, here they were, back in court. Delta Force members stormed the Kumasi Circuit Court and freed 13 of its members, standing trial on charges of conspiracy to assault a public officer and also causing unlawful damage. And this was 5 days after the president had spoken in Kumasi. On the 6th, the Minister of the Interior, together with the IGP, held an emergency press conference and warned the escaped Delta Force members to turn themselves in or face the full force of the security apparatus. And this happened on the 6th of April. On the 6th, 8 members of the Delta Force believed to have stormed the court to break out colleague members were arrested. That was on the 6th of April. On the 7th, the escaped 13 Delta Force resubmitted themselves into police custody. And this was just a couple of days ago. Well, that's the timeline of events from the 23rd until today. Now, Henry Nana Boakye. Henry. Hello, Henry.
I don't know why you know, when I heard you introduce, I said, Henry, and I said, where did you get his name from?
Henry.
Hidden.
I know, for whatever reasons, but it is out, just
Yes.
like the Delta Force.
It came out when the president
Announced.
appointed me. Yes,
Henry
yes,
Nana Boakye.
yes,
So everyone got to know your secret.
Yes, that there's a name called Henry Nana Boakye.
Okay, you're welcome to the
Thank you
show.
very much.
We've been talking about the group that you beautifully support.
Yeah.
Vigilante, Delta Force,
Yeah.
Invincible Forces. I don't know if you listened to your acting general secretary today
I did,
on GH
I
today.
did,
You listened to him. And so you share his views.
I fully subscribe to everything he said.
Okay.
Fully.
All right.
Subscribe.
So when the
I
National
think
Security Coordinator says that, Minister says that.
Amaliba was a prophet when he said, indeed, I'll be on this show and I'll throw my support to them. He was prophesying.
Oh, he saw you?
No, I know. But then actually he prophesied.
He said you will support them.
Yes, I'll be saying.
Well,
indeed, I support them any day, any time.
Okay, so
I've worked with them before. They are not violent people.
They are not?
They are not criminals.
So what is this? What do you call this?
Nana, you can have brush with the law any day, any time.
So this is not violence. They going to the regional security coordinator's office. That wasn't violence?
They are being branded and labeled as criminals, as if at a point I even heard some people saying they could even mature into a terrorist group.
Okay, let me ask you this. You understand the English language very well. What we saw at the coordinating council office, what was it?
No, you don't get it. There's a difference between you perpetuating something that obviously will lead to a violent situation.
Describe what we saw there.
It was chaotic. We have condemned it. The president has condemned it. I condemn it in no certain terms. It is
so that wasn't a violent behavior?
That is what I'm saying. They are not violent. But Nana, you are not violent. But you know what? You can have some violent instinct in you any day, any time when you're angry. But it doesn't mean that I have to
the point
label you
to the point that they were manhandling the man. That is not a violent behavior.
I don't know the footage you saw. The footage I saw.
The footage everybody saw.
No, I'm coming. It was the police that was escorting the man out of it. The police wanted to make sure that the situation at that particular point does not degenerate into something
You know
difficult.
what happened before the police came in?
I don't think we should really dwell on this. What I'm saying is I've worked with them before. I know them. Kojo Bamba is my guy.
The leader of the group.
I'm telling you. And indeed, Nana, I was surprised when Amaliba was also running around.
Hopefully you're not going to equalize.
No,
but
I
let's
am
hear
not.
you.
But sometimes, especially when his own people, the Munti 3, in fact, at the point when they were in prison, they received so many people came to visit them. The president actually sent delegations upon delegations to people from the Flagstaff House, from the party, from cabinet ministers, the president's family, and the first lady also sent a delegation to visit the Munti 3. That can also be described as supporting. You may not support their act, their utterances, what they were caught on tape to have said, but indeed, because they are your people, you supported them at the point when they were even incarcerated. So I condemn it. I don't support it. I was in Kumasi over the weekend. I tried visiting them. Unfortunately, because the situation was quite heated, I couldn't. Today, I planned going to the court to go and render my support. Unfortunately, something came up.
To support them?
Yes.
Okay, knowing very well what they had done in the court, a court of which you are an officer.
I would be very surprised if a very good friend of yours should find herself or himself, you know, with the law, and the person is brought before the law court. You know the person has perpetrated an unlawful activity, and you don't go to support that. The fact that you go to court does not mean that you support the act.
What does it mean?
No, but psychologically, at least you are, because the person has found some problems with the law and the person has arraigned, the person is arraigned before the law court, you just go to render your support. That is it. So we condemn it.
You don't think by extension you are supporting what they did?
No, it is not.
We shouldn't misconstrue
No,
that.
how? I mean, how can you say that? That is why I gave
I'm asking you.
No, I gave you a clear example. You are not telling me that when you have a friend who has gotten himself into trouble and the person is brought before the law court, you will say that, oh yes, your friend, I mean, you just got into trouble by your own deeds. So you know what, I'll leave you to rot. I'm not sure you do that. I am not sure you will do that. So certainly, we have condemned it.
If my friend went to the court to set people free and attempted to assault a judge, I'm not sure I would sit on TV and even say that I still support you.
Did I say that?
No, I'm just telling you. I'm
Yes,
telling you that I will not support you.
There are some
I will not
people-
even go to
No,
the court
you will
to
not
support
support it.
you.
No.
I won't do that.
Okay, that's you.
Yeah.
Yes, that is you.
I won't do that.
That is, for me, what
On
they have
principle.
done. Do
This
you know
is
what?
principle.
Nana, I will not even sit on national TV and tell you what we have done with them.
What have you done
And the
with them?
sacrifices they've went through.
So
They've
because
seen
they
live
have-
bullets.
So-
That is
so-
the
so
more
because-
reason why we don't
because
support
of
it.
that-
But we will support them whilst they are going through these tribulations.
I see.
Until they are out of it.
Let me pick Amali Best.
No, I've not finished. I mean, I think
okay, quickly.
because he spoke for quite a long time.
No, because you were late.
No, I wasn't late. I was just here.
You were late.
It was just because the production.
No, you were
wanted
late.
to. Okay. So, Nana, what we are saying is key. It is part of us. It is human nature.
What is part of you? The violence is part of
No,
you.
not the violence. I'm talking about the fact that your family or your colleague, anybody at all, will find himself in trouble, and then you are rendering some support. You probably will not condone it. You will condemn it. But certainly, you would wish that the person will come out of the tribulation more refined. That is very key. And for us, the MPP, these guys have seen live bullets. They've missed some by an inch. They have been threatened with knives, machetes. And they still, through all these hard times, they were with us. That is the more reason why every single party operative will acknowledge that they are
Are you
MPP.
in government to govern them, or you are here to govern the entire
That is the more reason why the president has condemned it. That is the more reason why all of us, we have condemned it. And that is even the more reason why I am also here condemning it. But I'm also acknowledging the fact that they have been with us.
Or you are,
You know what?
are you acknowledging your failures as well? Because you probably made promises to these people. You went into their space and made promises to them that when you come to power, you were going to give them A, B, C, D. But you are unable to do it now, and they feel emboldened to come into your space and misbehave the way they are doing.
What I would say is that for us, I think the party failed in controlling these matters.
Okay, let me go.
For me, this is a purely political
So
matter.
how then do you govern us if you are failing to control your own party?
No, you see, that is where you are wrong, and that is why I think this question
I'm just
is very
asking you,
unfortunate.
what-
No, it's not a
how is
question.
it
It's a
how-
mischievous question.
It's not a
No, no,
mischievous
it's
question.
Very mischievous.
Well, whichever
You know
way
what?
you want to look at it.
No.
I'm asking you a simple
No,
question.
but that is what I'm trying to say. Are you so? The fact that some people, group of people, went out there and then found themselves against the law. You are saying because of that. And as I speak now, you see, what is even important? What is even important? Let me tell you the leadership difference between President Nana and then the then President Mahama. President Mahama never condemned the Wunti 3. Not on any platform. He never, at the point where every single person was talking about this whole matter, it became very topical, hot, and we were saying the content on that tape was so much bizarre. President Mahama never, not even on a single occasion, and he had he mounted so many platforms to speak to the nation. He never on any day condemned it. But at least we've had the president on 2 occasions condemning this particular matter.
Let me bring
That
in Mr.
is
Maliba.
key.
Okay.
And as I speak, you see, and Mr. Maliba was saying something. You see, the police report that came out, the judge was never attacked.
No, wait, nobody said he
No,
was
he said
attacked.
it. He said it.
You
He
ran
said,
for it.
what life?
Dear
No, no. What dear life are you
She
talking
ran.
about? What dear life are you
You
talking
think
about?
when we are here and people
No,
from this
he was never attacked.
Nanaba will not
She
run
herself,
away.
she
You
herself,
won't even see me.
no, she
What are you
herself,
talking about?
she herself also spoke to the police, and in the police report, she was never attacked. And the people who ran off, the accused people, they turned themselves in, themselves.
Okay. Let
So,
me. Let,
that is a clear
you've
distinction.
spoken
So,
for a while
Nanaba,
now. Yes.
I am petrified.
Are
Indeed.
Oh, you can use all these
I
words.
am shocked to my bone marrow that a member of the MPP would say that because these people had bullets flying over their heads, now that they are in power, they are at liberty to visit mayhem on the rest of us.
You do this and I'll come in.
You get the point?
No. You were.
No.
He was very
Did
quiet.
I say that?
No.
Just
That's
put
my
it down.
interpretation of
Here.
it.
No.
Take a pen.
Jot it.
Take
No.
a pen.
If you want
Jot
the
it
paper,
down.
take.
I didn't
Nana
say that.
Bache, I don't
No,
want that.
but at least
That
I'm
is
the
my
moderator here.
interpretation.
Wait,
You
I
have
will
to
give
correct
you-
him.
I
That
will
is
give
not
you
why
the
you are the
opportunity.
moderator.
Okay, I'll give
I
you the
said I know
opportunity.
them have worked with them
That is
and
my
acknowledge that they are
interpretation.
MPP.
Okay.
What
That
kind
is
of
my
interpretation?
interpretation.
Nana Bache, Henry.
How about this?
Now,
Henry.
This is a
I am
Henry,
interpretation.
Henry,
I am
calm
sure.
down.
That is why
Here,
you're a
take the
different
pen.
person. So you
I am
make
sure.
sure that
Here.
no, he doesn't say what. No,
And even
he said
look,
this I haven't said.
Nanaba, I
Mr.
am
Maliba,
not even
please quote
sure.
him properly.
I am not even sure if I leave your studios now, I'll be safe.
Why?
Yesterday I was with you. You left.
Because
you are here today.
because of the kind of soft comment coming from people like him in support of hoodlums. These are vigilante groups. They have no respect for the law. And yet, you sit on national television and you support their acts, justifying that with statements to the effect
Again,
that
again,
to the
he
effect
didn't-
that
he didn't
they have
justify their acts.
they
Calm
sacrifice
down.
they sacrifice for the party. Were they the only people who sacrificed for the
He
party?
never justified their acts.
Were they the
He
only
said they
people?
had a brush with
Were
the
they the
law.
only people who sacrificed for the MPP to come to power? How about the millions of Ghanaians who also sacrificed? Look, the Muntia 3 and this one are not comparable.
How?
The Muntia 3 did not put the lives of their comments, did not put the lives of judges in jeopardy.
When you threaten to kill
I'm saying
and
that
rape.
yes,
judges.
compare that to where a whole court was stormed and a judge had to take cover, judiciary properties vandalized in the court.
I don't think you're looking
I
for a
am saying that-
comparison here because in both ways were terrible
They
situations.
are terrible, but this is the height of any contempt case in this country. It's the height of all contempt cases. This one is the height of all contempt cases. Ask any lawyer and they will tell you. I'm sure you've read comments from leading lawyers in this country. Kweku Azar, you've read their own Esankuma condemning it and saying this is the height of lawlessness. And so I get worried that even at this point, when it is clear that every Ghanaian is saying that no, you still have operatives of the MPP still supporting the group. But let me correct him. President Mahama, when you read the statement that gave them pardon, the opening statement of that press release condemned the actions and comments of the Muntia 3.
He waited till the day he granted them pardon to condemn it, especially when we had all been talking about it as a country. He never found any platform to condemn it till the day he decided to pardon them.
I'm saying that these people were already being invited to court. You don't want to see a president making comments which could be misinterpreted to mean that he's interfering with the court process. So he waited
He
when
didn't
the
make the
judiciary.
comments because he felt
I'm saying
it
that
would hurt
he
him
waited.
politically.
He waited when the judiciary ended their activities. Then it was now within the remit of the executive. Then he made that statement before the pardon came. So it's not like President Mahama did not make anything or did not see anything wrong with it. In any case, the NDC, we were all in unison that those statements and comments coming from them were unacceptable.
That's the same thing the NPP has done.
What we did not accept was, and I was here on this program, was the sentencing. We thought that it was harsh. But I'm saying that if you listen to Kandapa, you listen to the president. When the president was in the Santahini's palace, assuring the whole nation that the activities of the Delta forces will be put on check, that same day, their counterparts in the eastern region were taking over an NHI office. While Kandapa was in parliament denying that there were no vigilante groups, they are not registered, and for that matter, they cannot be disbanded. That was the day they were in Kumasi at the High Court misbehaving. And I thought that having sent their misbehavior to the courts would have also assumed responsibility and say that this is the beginning of the end of this nonsense. And I thought that the court would have come down heavily on these people. A similar event happened when one Kofi Apia Chumesi ran away or escaped from lawful custody with handcuffs. When he was brought back to the court, he was put behind the bars for 6 years. You give these people 2,400. What it tells people with like mind is that if you have 3,000, you can go and misbehave in court, and then they will charge you 2,400, and you can come back home with your balance of 600. This is not deterrent enough. Is it because they belong to the ruling party? I need answers to this. This is not enough. And I think that time has come for every Ghanaian to rise up in unison, irrespective of this court judgment, to say that enough is enough. They voted for the MPP, but we are more than MPP in this country, and we will not sit down and allow these things to continue to happen. At a time when the president of this country is a lawyer, at a time when the president is said to be a human rights activist, why is this happening now? Because we have a regime that thinks that a group of people that supported them to come to power have every right to do what they want. And this is the outcome of it. But you see, Boko Haram in Nigeria started on a small note like this. They did not pay attention. Today, they are kidnapping children of MPs, children of governors. I am gratified that when this thing explodes in our faces, they will not be party colors. His child will be in danger, my child will be in danger. That for me, I am sure of.
Okay, Nana.
You see, this is unfortunate, and sometimes, obviously, it is expected from him. You remember when Honorable Collins Dowd's brother said he's been killing, and he has been trained to kill and shoot for 24 years. I'm talking about Abdullah Naba. That man is still on the run. And he made those pronouncements when President Mahama was the president. That is even more scary. That is even more dangerous. On radio, I have been killing, and I will kill again. And I have been trained to kill. I started shooting over 20 years ago. I was expecting that you as a lawyer, but now you should have condemned that. I've never heard you condemn that statement. That unfortunate, that criminal statement. These people, they have not killed you.
So you're also comparing?
No, I'm not.
That's what you've both been doing.
No.
Comparing which case is bigger and which one is more threatening.
Maybe you have allowed it. You see?
I have allowed it. The two of you are just going on comparing cases.
No, but that is why I said he started twisting me just to make sure his submission is gratifying to his people. Unfortunately, he failed. Because I said we condemn it. Oh, yes.
My people told you that I failed.
You wanted to make a statement that is gratifying to your people.
But the people have not told you that I failed.
No, they know you have failed. So
a lot of Ghanaians share
I share in certain things. I mean, if you condemn it, that's fine. But if you try to twist it and make it as if nothing is being done about it.
What is being done?
Oh, but they went to court.
What is being done to stop this rubbish?
Which one?
The violent behavior we're seeing. Seizing installments, locking up officers and what have you. What is being done to stop it?
Oh, anyway, I never heard you, labeling this as rubbish when it was happening at NDC. Anyway.
I did.
I
did. The Muntie 3, I called it worse than rubbish.
No, I'm talking about when they were seizing all these things and stuff.
It was rubbish then, it is rubbish now. And if it happens tomorrow, it's still rubbish. What is being done to stop it? What is being done to stop it?
But I think it was escalating at a point, but now it has even been brought down.
Are you going to disband these groups?
What group?
These vigilante groups.
They are not vigilante groups.
What are they?
Oh, they are part of the youth wing. We work with them.
Of the New Patriotic
Party? Yes, of the New Patriotic Party. Yes. It's not a vigilante group. There's no militia group. They are youth wing members. They are part of us. Yes, unfortunately, they've gotten themselves on the wrong side of the law, and they must
be
dealt with.
But internally, will the party penalize them for what they've been doing?
No, but once we are waiting for what the court will do. Obviously, once the court will punish them, and I know. They've gone through the first punishment. Receiving this slap is another punishment. When they come in for the party for us to punish them again, to be double jeopardy. So what we are advocating for is that they will go through the full rigors of the law, and at the end of the day, it will serve as a deterrent.
What did you promise
and for us,
these
they have even
people?
apologized.
What did you promise them?
Nana, you see, you mentioned it. I wanted to address it. For me, it is not about promises.
What did you promise them?
No, it is not about
Especially
promises.
with the coordinator, the regional coordinator. What did you promise them?
What promise?
Why would they feel
the
emboldened to
regional
go to the
secretary came out to say they have not promised anybody. Obviously, when you work for a party, and then you think that you work in a certain capacity, and you think maybe you fit to be in this position, especially when you have toiled so much, you have worked so hard, and you have sacrificed your life. You can make some of these legitimate demands. It doesn't mean it should come to you. So for me, and the regional secretary, Sampan came out clearly, and he said, no, you've not promised them anything. So I don't know where you got this from.
No, I'm just asking you a question. I don't know why you keep skirting around it.
No, I'm not.
I asked you a question.
No, you said, what did you promise them?
It's a question.
At the point,
What did you promise them?
Before you even went to Maleba, you categorically stated that it appears they are doing all these things because of some promises they've received. That is what
the
you
people
said.
themselves said that. Haven't you heard them?
I came in, you said that I should.
Sometimes interjections are important, like this one. Like this one.
Okay, let me interject and take a break. No. I'm taking a break.
Nana,
have a coffee.
Nana,
Cowbell
this is
coffee is very good for you.
Wholesome break.
I was. Do you want me to feed you? We'll be back. Stay with us.
Prostacure food supplements to improve urine flow in men. We ensure so frequently, no more straining in urination.
Some few months ago, life was very tough for me as a man. I had a problem with urine flow. The urine does not flow the way I wanted. My bladder is often not completely empty. Sometimes I just embarrass myself. Until I was introduced to Prostacure from Medimosis Prostate Center.
Prostacure from Medimosis Prostate Center is a well-formulated food supplement acclaimed worldwide to improve urine flow. Now available at all pharmacies, filling station shops and shopping centers nationwide. Contact the TEM Accra and Kumasi branches with the numbers on your screen.
Visit our new branch in the AESL building, opposite Ministry of Roads and Transport, near Pension House, Accra.
Prostacure food supplement improves urine flow in men.
God's Family Music Ministries presents Thanksgiving 2017. Date, Easter Sunday, 16th April 2017. Venue, Takade Jubilee Grounds. Time, 4 p.m. sharp. Till God says it's enough. Rate, it's free. Guest artist, the Imela Man, Nathaniel Bassi from Nigeria. From Ghana, Joe Metal, Pastor Joe Beecham, Koda, SP Kofi Sarpong, Lloyd Bonzi, Anestina Koni, Pastor Jifa, Worship in Motion. Sponsors, media partners. Thanksgiving 2017 is powered by Praise TV.
Everybody, do what you're doing. Your smile will bring a sunshine day.
Drink up
The celebration, we're together. Join your hands in harmony. Everybody, do what you're doing. Smile and have a sunshine day.
Everybody start every day with delicious, nutritious Cowbell coffee and have a sunshine day.
Everybody, drink our coffee. Smile and have a sunshine day. Woo!
It's the biggest Quail experience in Ghana yet. Be part of the Kasapa Quail Easter Fun Train with MTN. All roads lead to the Ojianoma Mountains for non-stop entertainment, great food, and good music from your high life legends live from Quail. On Saturday, 15th of April, Kasapa 102.5 FM and Nyakwaba Nyaku Hotel brings you a special high life concert with Ghana's evergreen high life legend, the Iron Boy, Abrantia Amachi Dede, and the Perfect Melodies Band. On Sunday, 16th of April, another outstanding performance from the nation's finest, Hofori Amponsa, aka Pastor Alewa and Bisake De. Share your pictures and videos on social media using @MTN Ghana and hashtag Kasapa Quail Easter. Tag friends and family to experience Quail live on MTN 4G. Kasapa Quail Easter 2017 experience is brought to you by Kasapa FM and MTN everywhere you go. Sponsors: Club Beer, Crisp, Fresh and truly Ghanaian. Protect the Conda, Alamobitus, Bacchus Energy Drink, Listen God Real Estate, Tama Cosmetics, Extra Time Abensu, Media Partner, Star FM, Live FM, GH1 TV, Ago TV, Ago FM, Daily Heritage Newspaper, Ultimate FM, and Abusia FM.
Baby, I love.
You're welcome back to State of Affairs, brought to you by Cowbell Coffee. And in the studio with me is Abraham Amaliba from the NDC and Nana Boachi, aka Henry. Both of them.
Nana B or Henry?
No, I like the Henry. I've abandoned the Nana B. Yes.
He made a point.
I was talking, please, I beg you.
Oh, come on.
I decide who should speak now.
Filibustering.
Hold on. Hold on.
At the point when I was making it, then he said, Nana, please just hold on. I just want to have
I don't recall saying Nana, please hold on. No, I
he
said
came in,
I'm
he came
taking
at the
a
point
break.
when, yes, he said, you know what, hold on there, I'll come back to you again. I'm
I
taking a
never
break.
said that. I never said that.
Then let me finish it.
Quickly.
Yeah. So you see, what we are saying is quite simple. But as I said, Amaliba can just tweet and turn about this whole thing. The major issue is that indeed we don't support it, we condemn it. That is the more reason why we are saying that they should face the full rigors of the law.
Okay.
But you see, there are some elements, there are some people who try to say that, MPP should distance themselves from these people, not the act. For the act, we have distanced ourselves from it. It is not good. We don't condone it. There's no way we can embrace such act. But there are people who say, who are these people? Distance yourself. No.
Okay, let me ask you
We are
this.
not
When
going
the
to do that.
National Security Minister says that he's going to disband these groups, and you say that these groups are non-existent, where do we stand with the minister, the party, the government?
You see, for the National Youth Wing, we have Professionals for Change, we have Loyal Ladies, we have Ladies for Power. This Delta Force was part of, the groups under the National Youth
What
Wing.
a name.
It is not, yes. It's not a vigilante group. It is not. They are part of the National Youth
So
Wing.
what was the minister talking about when he said he was going to disband these groups? What does he mean?
Look, but even Amaliba said a different version of what he said. Amaliba said he cannot disband them because it is not registered and they are not vigilante groups. That is what he said. So I have not even heard what my minister said. I've not heard what Honorable Kandapa said.
What does the party think about the minister?
About the minister? He's a minister. Yeah?
Okay. Okay.
He's a minister. I don't know what you asked. So what the party should have something to say about the minister?
No, I'm just asking. I mean,
Then maybe your question is not clear. If you can make it
very
more clear, that what does the party?
It is very clear. You've just developed a very lovely attitude this evening of skirting around.
No, it's not. But when you say what does the party think, he is the minister of security, and obviously this whole matter revolves around it, and that is the more reason why these people are facing the law.
Okay,
it's a very simple matter.
That's fine.
Yeah. The only person in government who is committed to seeing that the activities of this vigilante group is brought to a halt is Kandapa after he appeared in Parliament. And ever since, there are some MPP apparatchiks who are on him. Indeed.
Like Kennedy Ejapon.
Kennedy Ejapon is one. The chairman in Ashanti region is one. Or
Wontumi.
Indeed. They are questioning even his loyalty to the party, and that's why he's doing what he's doing.
They said when they were campaigning, he said that he had gone off politics.
So you can see that there's a tacit approval of the activity. Anybody who begins to show that, look, this is unacceptable, they swoop on him as they are doing to Kandapa. And I think that it appears we are beginning to see that under the MPP, some people need protection, others don't need, others are more important than the rest of us. But Ghanaians are of the view that this is embarrassing to the entire nation, especially when we have come out of a democratic process which was lauded by the international community. I was on program with him and I told him that, look, because of the peaceful handover, there is a joke in Uganda where the teacher asked the students, what is democracy? And they said democracy is defined as Ghana, because they see Ghana as synonymous to democracy. Now, these things that you are doing, these things is eroding the confidence that people have. Even it is eroding investor confidence in the country.
Immediately they did that, they have been arrested. They were put before the court.
The UN has commented on this issue.
Look, can you imagine the UN finding it necessary to comment on such a matter?
But if it shows that it is normal.
It shows that we are.
Is that the first time
on the radar? On the radar.
On the radar. The UN commented.
I'm saying that on the radar.
The European Union commented.
You cannot.
No, what is your problem?
What you are doing is filibustering.
It is
you
not
don't want people to hear what I'm saying.
No.
So let me talk. You
have selective.
Now he made a point about Collins Dowry's brother. Collins Dowry's brother is not a creation of the NDC. That's the difference.
He's a creation of the NDC.
Look, my brother can also go out and say that he kills 55 people a day. How is that an NDC problem?
Nana,
how is that an NDC problem? How is an NDC problem?
And every single individual there,
we are talking about a situation where we are talking about a situation where
you see,
you
even
have
Abdullah Naba who said I kill.
Look.
You a lawyer, you are on, instead of you to condemn it. And you have played the tape all this while.
I am saying that NDC cannot be held responsible for that because it's not an NDC.
It was because it's an NDC member.
NDC,
and he has tax.
Mr. Maliba, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
I'm surprised.
Whether he's a creation of the NDC or not, that's a matter. That this individual will feel that he has such turpitude to sit on radio and say, I have killed this number of people, and nothing is done about him. It is not about which party he supports or what party is giving him the energy.
If you are comparing oranges, compare oranges.
Stop this oranges and apples and mangoes.
No,
because they are not. One is a creation of the party and the government. Another is not a creation.
But when we creation of NDC party,
you are peddling falsehood.
It is true.
Now I just give you an example.
What did you do?
My brother.
When you were speaking,
you are not being truthful.
Okay.
Now
what did you do?
I can't hear both of you.
With Abdullah Naba, the law is taking its course. The police is looking out for him, and the police would arrest him when they find him.
I'm telling you, when these guys
has not covered him.
Now,
you guys covered him. You know what you said?
Okay.
I am on the floor.
I have 1 minute more. 30 minutes each.
No.
If I did
you go out. Why? You are pointing your finger.
Petition
Don't point your fingers.
We even petitioned the IGP. We even petitioned the IGP then. The IGP did nothing about it.
Nana Bwache, the man has
be
4
careful,
eyes.
be careful.
Have mercy on him.
You say you've worked with Invisible Force or Delta Force.
I am saying,
don't remove my eye. Don't remove my eye.
I am saying now we have petitioned the IGP then. IGP Kudalo. He never even responded to our petition.
Okay.
This is the point.
It's amazing.
No.
Somebody who said I've been killing.
No.
And I've been trying to shoot 20 years ago.
Okay, enough.
Wow. So, Nana,
Mr. Maliba, 30 minutes.
Justifying
Henry,
yes,
please
Nana.
keep quiet. Thank you. Mr. Maliba, you have 30 minutes, 30 seconds.
Yes. All that I'm trying to put across is that the activities of these vigilante groups associated with the government or affiliated with the government has caused this country so much embarrassment that I think by now the president should sit back and say that never and never again after these
But he's
matters.
condemned all of these.
That is not enough. See, I've heard people say that the president has authorized the police to deal with them.
Yes, because he has given them the authority. The police has the authority to effect arrest and deal with these
I am
persons.
sure your producer, if you give your producer a warning, then she does it again, you give her another warning, the third one, you fire her. If Nanado, as president, feels strongly that the IGP is not obeying his orders.
Not obeying?
Yes, because it's not carrying them out.
The police have been working.
I am saying that if they were working, these things wouldn't have been happening.
The
Are you
police have
oblivious
been
of the
working
fact?
for years, but we still have armed robbery.
I'm
30
saying
seconds.
that this is a special event.
Situation. All right.
This is
30 seconds.
We don't want it to
30
continue.
seconds.
Every single Guardian, including Lawyer Maliba, we are condemning this act. We are. And I'm saying that they should face the full rigors of the law. But on the flip side of it, the fact that they have perpetuated these criminal acts does not mean that they are not MPP people.
Nobody's saying that. We know them.
Sitting here.
We know them.
I have worked with them. They are MPP people. So nobody should say we distance ourselves from these guys. But we distance ourselves from their activities.
All
it's
right.
a simple matter.
Thank you very much, Nana Bwache. Henry Nana Bwache.
Thank you very much, Nana.
Okay, and thank you, Mr. Amaliba.
I know where to find you on Saturday or maybe
Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh,
are you always stalking her?
No, it doesn't stop
So
me.
where can you find her? What is this matter for?
We've been meeting at a place on Saturday morning.
With your consent?
Oh, I'm not sure what you're talking about. All right, thank you very much. Thanks for watching, and thanks to Cowbell for sponsoring the show. Cowbell Coffee. Big thank you, and big thank you to you. All right, have a good night.
State of Affairs was proudly brought to you by Cowbell Coffee.
Mami delay.
Mami delay.
Hey, delay.
Oh, hi, you know it.
A few people said, Charlie, don't go because Charlie delay. And I'm like, oh, but, you know, delay, you ask normal question.
You slept with a man before?
No, I'm a virgin.
But is it true, so I'm my partner?
My catcher was an anti-set tamana, me wo GSS1.
But so what Vim be so kundi, I say, what fan of cry? Or you make I don't be fuana.
Delay, mama.
Back to my question. A dating as I mean, what's mean booty?
Say, on no, my dating the girls with that.
On the girl born now, Jane. Ache.
So I'm born major girl.
And it's not about major girl. Did you ever sleep with Kofi Amabe?
Oh, yeah, a lot of times.
I
thought we were friends.